Alright guys, welcome back to the Total War Rome 2 Let's Play campaign as Rome. During this part, I want to start a war with the Averni and expand to the west. Maybe start fighting Macedon. It just depends on how much money we're able to build up. But if we are able to conquer the Averni, we basically become master of Gaul and maybe even Spain. But I do want to start going to the east. I don't want the Greeks to start expanding a lot, which looks like Macedon is already in control of Thrace. So Macedon's starting to become a pretty major power over there. So if I can start a war with the Macedonians, that should help alleviate or make it easier for us to expand in the future in that direction. So we're going to end the turn, get a fresh turn, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, Verni's going to have a strong army there. We still have Carthage around the Isle of Palma to deal with. I'd at least like to take Tarraco, because I think that's in the same region as Palma. I mean, we could go down from having 2 legions in Spain to 1 and send that army to the east. And that Carthaginian navy is destroyed. And we'll get an additional 1,700 for that. We'll boycott. Let's see what we can do politically. We're not at the point of securing loyalty yet. This army, can you move out? No. Let's make you Neptune. Are the armies in position? You need to be going towards Macedon. It's taking over central Macedonia won't be an issue. We just don't know if they have in Thrace. So let's go characters. Go diplomacy. Go there. And we're probably review trustworthy.
Enter, friend, and speak.
Okay, we're gonna cancel our non-aggression pact with Macedon. So hopefully we can get our armies in position over there. Probably should have waited, but we have to wait a couple turns anyway before attacking, or otherwise we'll look pretty bad politically. Who are the Averni? Can we make peace with Carthage?
I have a fine collection of liars' tongues. Would you like to see it?
What about... Who are they at war with? The Helvetii. The Dani. Let's see.
A flapping tongue that speaks
We
without
can
wisdom
offer...
is not welcome. Be like a spear.
See if they'll
and
pay
have a
me.
point. Ha ha.
No, they're not going to pay me. But I can use this as an excuse to start fighting the Averni. They have a small little fleet there. So let's get on land. Here we can reduce upkeep. Anything that's gonna be really good for this campaign. Honestly, let's go with the upkeep so we can invest a little bit more elsewhere. This army's basically stuck, but this army's mobile. So I'll probably leave this army in Massilia. We'll send you to Tolosa, which will be a pretty easy, relatively easy battle. This army, we can either have it go straight north, or we can have it take Nemesis or Nemesis. Let's see. This is a garrison city, so strategically that's better. And there's an army there. So let's auto-resolve this one. This also gives us the chance to secure Rhine, which, yeah, looks like they are master of Gaul.
Let them cower
Alright,
before Rome.
so now we're going to fight this battle. So we're essentially going to be pushing them away from the Mediterranean. That's the strat. Alright. So, little Gallic town. It's nice over the previous, like, Greek and Carthaginian looking settlements. Come from this side. Unfortunately, this army is using the infantry general. See, we'll have the Principes, the skirmishers go first. There'll be legionaries soon, if I remember correctly. The cav we'll put here. With our regular triarii along this flank. And we'll put the Hastati as a reserve force in between both. So we remove the Principes. At least these two. Up. And we'll line up the skirmishers there. You three. Can line up there. And you guys will line up right behind them. We'll have the triarii start marching around to try and hit the city. The Hastati, let's move up like that, so they're still evenly in between. Actually, we'll send you two with the triarii. Then you three form a reserve force. The cavalry. Can we get into the city from over here? Yes. So let's bring the cavalry over here. Shouldn't need the cavalry right here.
Romans, ready for duty.
Let's just keep inching up the line. They stay right behind the Principes. They do have fire at will. Let's see if they... I don't think they have skirmishers over here. Well, they do now. They do now. The Averni managed to master Gaul, but we'll see how they deal with fighting with the might of our armies.
Attack for Rome.
We'll see.
Proud Romans all. Principes. Principes.
Let's move you up.
Missiles awaiting targets.
Just line you guys up and go further back. Alright, we got a little cinematic charge here. Pretty nice. We should break this unit pretty easily. Yep, they're gone. We might have to raise the battle difficulty at some point to very hard. It's on hard currently. So we'll just keep pursuing. Triarii start trying to advance into the capture points. Hastati block off that path. Cav, you enter the city from right there.
For Rome, six dominate. Quick march. Brave Romans to a man. Attack for Rome. Forward.
We have one of you go right. They're gonna run into spear units.
Yours to command. Proud Romans all. At the double.
Take the
Missile
center.
infantry at your command. Double time. Melee infantry at your command. Attack! Fight! Velites! As you command! Charge! Jupiter gives us strength! Principes!
Alright. We have the general unit here, which is not an actual general. So let's speed this up. Speed this up. Bring some Principes in the rear. Really hoping we don't take a lot of casualties, which so far we haven't. It really just depends on this general. Needs the break. There we go. Doesn't matter. This is a garrison army. There's no point in continuing. We took 113 losses, which should let us keep control of Gaul. Or just part of Gaul. Depending on if they counterattack anywhere, southern Gaul is ours. There's one part of Gaul they don't own.
Ready for orders.
And they do own a good portion of Spain. So if we're able to draw these armies back into Gaul, oh, they do have a pretty large army there. So let's position this army to intercept this one. Then up here, this starts... Let's wait to convert, actually. And... get rid of one field building. Actually, no, let's convert. Let's convert now.
We hunger for
And then you... and all basically get destroyed there. Let's do our general traits. Let's give you formidable fighters. Make you a better commander. Team morale for all units. Alright, let's see what they do. Oh, no, this one needs one. Make you that. We'll give you a strategist. I wonder who Macedon's at war with, because if we could join like that, I would much rather do it than declare war. Like, they're moving up. Defensive artillery is unavailable with high-level province capital buildings. They are attacking, so... let's do this. Let's sally forth. Let's sally forth. We'll do 2 battles. You haven't had a field battle in a while. Looks like we get a good, not necessarily flat, unless we deploy further back, deployment area. But they gotta come to us. So we're gonna keep our triarii in the back. Put our cavalry on this wing.
brave Romans to a man.
Principes will occupy the main line.
Ready for
Followed
orders.
by the Hastati in reserve. And up front,
Infantry ready.
actually, we'll put the Velites. Put the Velites up a little up front. On skirmish mode so they can fall back. Then on our left, so we're not outflanked by cavalry, we'll put the triarii and we'll put our general right here. The plan is to get the cavalry behind their army and defeat their cavalry. And their cavalry is on our left.
Barbarian horde have no mercy.
Listen to what our general's saying.
They do not even have a word for mercy in their pig grunting of a language. Any man with mercy in his heart will answer to me. Make ready.
Alright, let's see how this goes. We can't see a lot of their force. So far, all we can see is their cavalry's on the left flank. Which, if we want to really not get outflanked by cavalry, we should stretch our line to look like this. So essentially means that the cavalry's not going to beat us on this flank.
Quick march.
Can make it harder for them to get around by doing that. Our cav, I want to move up. You want our cav to get behind so we can encircle. Let's fast forward a little bit. Alright, they do have plenty of spears on this side, but they're freemen, so they're not super good. Not super good quality, unlike our Roman troops. We have a pretty solid line. If we can actually somehow manage to kill their general with the cavalry, it'd be really good. So let's try... Their swordsmen are in the center. That's what we really got to worry about. Our cavalry should be able to eat the skirmishers. It's mostly freemen. So this battle is definitely not going to be hard. Let's try to get the cav in position. Fast forward a little bit.
Sons of Mars.
Have our Hastati extend the defensive line. Then you three form a more even-footed reserve. Now you guys go for the general. Let's look at this charge from our perspective. Look at the barbarians meet the Roman lines. Here we go. Alright, it's the cavalry killing the general. We'll have one cavalry unit break and come down here. You two did not get engaged, so start moving up along the flanks. I don't know where their cav unit is. Right there. So you start flanking. Gotta make sure our units here are firing greatly. They breaking? Not really. But the main Gallic army is. So you two. We can kill their whole army here. It's gonna be so good. Just some cinematics of the fighting. Pretty nice. I love the cinematic camera. Makes these battles way more interesting.
General, marching order.
There's to inspire. How are you guys looking? Okay, let's have the cav start chase. You come back into the rear. And break away from their general. I don't want to take too many casualties, but we will be able to replenish it. Right, their whole army's breaking now. We can get you guys to charge the rear, it'd be great.
To a man! At the double! Orders! Ordinum! Orders! Tribunus! Commander! Six Dominus! Quick march! Commander! Army! Melee infantry! To arms! Engage!
Your cinematic view of this cavalry charge. Cavalry. Their whole army's breaking. Gives us the awful chance to run them down. I don't really want to make peace with them. I'd rather just go ahead and conquer Gaul with our 3 armies, because we should really only need 3. If we don't have to divert troops to Spain, that is. But being able to run down the enemy is really going to make a difference here. If we can destroy them, we'll make a pretty good difference. Yeah, we're gonna chase. Alright, decisive victory. We took 500 casualties, so this army's lost a total of about 700 men throughout the campaign so far, but we've inflicted about 3,400 casualties onto the Gauls. We're gonna take the money, and then this army will be able to destroy what's left of this. I think that was one of the Spanish armies. If we're lucky. No, it was... maybe. We should be able to destroy it and bring Ars and Tarraco. Essentially, the rest of the coast of Spain into the Empire.
Commander, laying siege to the settlement.
They got a lot of troops. This is a decent army. Let's fall back. Let's fall back. You're not ready. You're not ready yet. You're at 26. Yeah, I can pull you out. Pull you. You get to go into force march. And come over here. This army, since it's replenishing, can finish up the army it initially destroyed. And then let this army either go into Spain or go north. The southern Gaul is essentially secure. We have this army start moving towards Breda, it'll free up a lot more land. This army could go north, but then that leaves Italy open for attack, and I don't want to do that. And let's get some buildings built, work on public order. You can now get bat, and you're going straight for Breda. This army is coming down this way. We can start our little Macedonian war over here. Macedon's going to be harder to beat. They're going to have a more disciplined army than what the Gauls have. Who hates Macedon right now? At war to Getae.
We will gladly listen to your
Now, if we can form some form of like Roman Dacian alliance over there, it'd be great. Is there anybody we can potentially trade with?
my friend.
No. Formations.
I will be a patient audience for you.
Take that trade agreement. Lusitani.
You are welcome, although my ancestor...
No, we're making 3,000 per turn now, which is good. But this is Ruby Call Part 12. I'm going to record Part 13 immediately after this, so we can work on expanding the war. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace.